Have you ever met someone you just couldn't forget, not because of how they looked, but because of how they made you feel? You didn't know why, but something about them stayed with you. The way they listened, the way they spoke, the way time seemed to slow down when they were around. What if you could become that person? Someone who doesn't just get attention, but leaves a mark. Someone others think about late at night without even knowing why. This isn't about playing games. It's about understanding people on a level they don't even understand themselves. Every person you meet is carrying something inside, a hidden need, a soft spot, a quiet longing. And when you learn how to see it and touch it gently, they feel something they can't explain. That's how connection turns into obsession. Not through loud words or fake charm, but through quiet power. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 4 powerful psychological triggers that, when understood and used with genuine care, can make someone feel drawn to you in ways they can't quite explain, creating emotional connections that go deeper than surface attraction, and often leading to obsession that feels mysterious and lasting. These aren't tricks or manipulation. They are emotional truths that quietly live in all of us. And once you understand how to awaken them in someone else, you'll begin to see how unforgettable your presence can become. Trigger 1, the thirst for validation. Let's begin with one of the most overlooked but powerful emotional needs that almost every person you meet is quietly yearning for: the need to feel seen, heard, and validated. In today's world, where attention is scattered and interactions are shallow, genuine validation becomes rare. Most people are used to feeling invisible, judged, or simply misunderstood. They walk through life performing, hoping that someone, anyone, will truly understand them without needing to explain everything. And that's where your power begins. When you give someone the feeling that they matter, not in a performative way, but in a genuine, emotionally grounded manner, you start to fill a void that few others can. Instead of generic praise, speak to what makes them unique. Notice the quiet things they do that no one else sees. Maybe it's the way they always hold space for others, or the way they smile when they're nervous, or how they stay strong even when they're hurting inside. When you call out those little things with warmth and truth, you're telling them, "I see you, and I like what I see." That kind of validation makes people feel safe and deeply connected to you. It creates emotional gravity, the kind that pulls them back to you again and again without even understanding why. The power of validation doesn't come from exaggeration or flattery. It comes from presence, from listening with your whole self, from being there in the moment and allowing the other person to feel like who they are, is not just acceptable, but valued. When you become the one who reminds someone of their worth, when the world makes them forget, you create a space they crave. You become a mirror that reflects not just who they are, but who they wish they could be. And once you hold that place in their heart, they'll associate you with comfort, hope, and belonging. That's not just attraction, that's obsession. Trigger 2, the fear of failure and the desire for support. Every person you meet carries an internal struggle between who they are now and who they want to become. This gap between potential and reality is often filled with doubt, fear, and insecurity. Even the most successful people fear they're not doing enough, being enough, or living up to what they could be. This fear of failure, of being average, forgotten, or disappointing silently haunts many. And here's where your power grows. If you can step into that space and become the voice that believes in them, even when they don't believe in themselves, you instantly become different from everyone else in their life. Imagine being the person who, with calm certainty, says, "I see something in you. You're not just enough. You're powerful. You just haven't seen it yet." That one sentence can stick in someone's mind for years. When you show someone that you believe in their ability to overcome their fears, to rise, to grow, you stop being a passing presence. You become a source of strength. You become hope. The key here is not to overwhelm them with unrealistic positivity, but to offer grounded encouragement. Be the calm in their storm. When the world is loud, be the quiet anchor. When life feels unstable, be the steady hand. That emotional contrast between their chaos and your stillness creates a dynamic they won't want to lose. And the more they grow in your presence, the more they link their personal growth to your support. That's when they stop just liking you. They start needing you. And that emotional dependency becomes a powerful foundation for obsession. Trigger 3. Unspoken emotional wounds and the longing to be understood. Everyone, no matter how strong they appear, carries emotional scars. From childhood wounds to heartbreak, betrayal, rejection, abandonment, pain is universal. But what's not universal is healing. Most people carry their emotional wounds like invisible weights, hiding them from the world, pretending they're fine. And most people never find someone who truly sees those wounds without judgment. If you become that person, the one who offers not solutions, but safety, you become unforgettable. True connection happens not when we talk about our achievements, but when we feel safe enough to reveal our vulnerabilities. When someone opens up about something they've never told anyone, and your response is soft, accepting, and kind, that's when trust is born. Say things like, "You don't have to have it all together with me. I respect your strength, but I also honor your pain." This level of emotional acceptance is rare, because most people are uncomfortable with others' pain. But if you can sit with it, without trying to fix or judge it, you allow healing to begin. And the person who starts to heal in your presence begins to associate you with peace, relief, and emotional freedom. That's an attachment that runs deep. And once someone feels like you understand the parts of them they hide from the world, you become irreplaceable. Trigger 4. The desire for deep, real intimacy. Real intimacy isn't about always being physically close or talking 24/7. It's about emotional rhythm, about knowing when to lean in and when to pull back. It's about creating space for someone to feel your absence, so they can fully appreciate your presence. This might sound counterintuitive, but space, when used wisely, can make a connection deeper. Give someone your attention, your warmth, your presence, but don't overwhelm them. Let them feel the pull of your absence. Let silence build tension. Let curiosity build momentum. And most of all, don't be too easy to figure out. Mystery is magnetic. When someone can't fully explain why they're drawn to you, it drives their mind wild. Be emotionally open, but not emotionally needy. Be available, but not always accessible. Give enough to spark emotion, but hold back enough to inspire pursuit. That push and pull, that beautiful dance of intimacy, is what keeps the connection alive. When someone feels they can talk to you about anything, be their raw self, share their fears and desires, and at the same time feels like they're still discovering new parts of you. It keeps their emotional fire lit. And the more they think about you, wonder about you, crave your return, the more the emotional bond deepens into something that feels like obsession. How do you make someone obsessed with you? Not through tricks, manipulation, or games, but through presence, empathy, patience, and depth. By becoming the person who sees what others overlook, who hears what others ignore, who understands what others dismiss. When you learn to listen with your heart, speak with your soul, and connect with someone on a level that feels sacred, you unlock something powerful. You become the space where they feel most themselves. You become the energy they long to return to. You become unforgettable. Obsession isn't about noise, it's about silence. The silence someone feels when you're not around. The absence that echoes. The space that no one else seems to fill. And once you learn how to gently awaken those 4 emotional triggers, validation, support, deep understanding, and soulful intimacy, you don't chase attention. You draw it naturally. You don't just get remembered, you get felt. Be the person who makes others feel deeply, who shows them who they are beneath the masks, who becomes the calm in their storm, the mirror of their worth, the heartbeat of their unspoken dreams. That's the kind of presence people don't forget. That's the kind of love they hold on to, even when they don't understand why. Now go and become that presence, and watch how the world leans in.